Hey, what's up guys? Today, you're definitely gonna wanna stay tuned. We're gonna be talking about 4 places to buy investment properties. I will see you on the inside. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter what time it is. Hope that you guys are having an amazing day. Today, we're gonna be talking about 4 places to invest in real estate rental properties. I'm with my awesome host, Josh Zuniga.
Let's go, everybody.
This guy's got experience, by the way, so definitely wanna pay attention to the guys that have done this because you have to be very careful. Let me rewind for 2 seconds. Yeah. A lot of people get advice from people that haven't done what you're trying to do. That is a massive mistake. So Josh Zuniga, and Josh has been with my company for probably about 2 years now.
2018, yeah.
Almost
3
years.
3
years.
Wow, here we go.
Has absolutely demonstrated the proper way to scale buying rental and investment properties. This guy knows exactly what he's doing. Pay very, very close attention to what he's saying in his advice. Josh, where are 4 areas that you really want to focus in on when you're trying to buy investment or rental properties?
Yeah, guys. So me personally, I focus here within Arizona because this is just a market that I know. But then we're going to talk about 4 areas that if you want to go outside, potentially even outside of Arizona, where your current market is, that these are some indicators that you definitely want to look for. The number one, that's why Arizona and Phoenix and Scottsdale is such a wonderful example of this. Number one is population growth. You want to be investing in markets where people are going to be migrating, and not just in a little bit, but in mass. So you want to look at what the average is, for the nation and based off of the cities, and you want to at least take a look at the top 5. If those are too expensive, take a look at the top 10 and see what are some of the areas and what are some of the neighborhoods, and you want to do your research on where we should actually be buying these properties. Why?
So not Cleveland or Ohio.
Don't be going there anymore.
Yeah,
right? Don't be going there. The reason why, guys, is because when you buy a property here, case in point, I'll even just give you an example of one of my first properties. I bought it for just under $220,000. It's in Scottsdale, right? It's a condo, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a condo. Usually, on average, those appreciate around $10,000 to $15,000, per year, on a good year, right? It's gone up over $100,000. Granted, because of COVID and because of the market, but guess what? Because of the population that's moving here, because of COVID and because of the cost of living, and because that you're having such a wonderful dynamic of what Arizona and what Scottsdale has to offer based off the activities, the weather, its proximity to things. Taxes is another big one. Yep. Is why it became a really, really good investment. And I didn't just do that with 1. We have 4 now, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to start a little course here. You can know how to buy 3 properties in 3 years. I just happen to do 4. It's probably going to be 8 by the end of this year because of some of the strategic moves that we're doing. But I know that population and where migration is going is going to be one of the number 1 things to obviously considered. Number 2, guys, colleges, institutions, higher learning education. Yep. Institutions. Touch on that, Carl.
Yeah, so if you look at ASU might be the best example that we have here locally in Arizona, where they've had a massive growth. In the strategic plan for ASU is growth, right? Mm-hmm. So what do they need? They need housing. And a lot of times, these guys people that are going to ASU are going to live off campus. So, things like what you said, 2-bedroom condos, single family homes, 4-bedroom homes, mm-hmm. Where they can basically split that cost, and they're willing to pay a higher than market, average rent to get into a nice property. And so, that's a massive strategic growth plan. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Obviously the cost of education just keeps going up and up and up, and the cost of housing keeps going up and up and up, right? So guess what? If you own a property or you make it a rental property near one of these campuses, your rent is going to continue to increase because of the demand. ASU is a nationwide, world-renowned institution. I went to WP Carey, the business school, and I don't even know what they're charging now. Mm-hmm. But having one of those, one of your properties near one of them is going to be able to obviously not only drive value for your appreciation, but your rental rates as well. So
there's less risk.
There's less risk for that. There might be some college parties. You're going to have to go into that. Yeah. So you're going to go into that. That's just the give and take and the pros and cons of one of these. But number 3, guys, and case in point, want to invest in a property in one of these areas, and that's buy water. Buy water is probably one of the best you can do because guess what? The properties that are near water, let's say like on a beachfront, you're in California, or you're near like a lake town. I just came from Minnesota, and I got to see this perfectly. The properties are already built out, right? So the properties that are already there are only going to continue to increase in value year after year after year after year. Why? Because people want to be near water. They want to be near all of these activities because of lifestyle and because of family, correct?
Yep. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, if you look at just the migration patterns of people in the U.S., they're taking more vacations now.
Yeah.
And they're going to places like Minnesota. They're going to places like Iowa. They're going to places like California along the the coast. And so, by water, you can't really screw that one up.
Yeah, and that's why Carl and I are going to invest in a lake house property here hopefully soon.
100%.
He always talks about these big plans, but he never executes them. I'm just kidding.
We're doing it. For sure.
Hopefully that'll be here in the next couple of years. We'll figure it out, guys. You guys are all invited. We'll have a nice little boat and everything.
Sure.
He'll be actually spinning DJ
Yeah, for
turntables.
sure.
He just got a new gift, so it's exciting. Thank you, Ashley, for that.
Love it.
Number 4, guys. Number 4. Obviously, one of the hugest populations within the U.S., as far as like a demographic, are baby boomers, right? And guess what? Baby boomers are still continuing to retire for the next 15 to 20 years, right? And what do they want to do? They're wanting to buy second homes or retire in areas that are going to be conducive to the lifestyle that they want to live.
And warm.
And warm, right?
Yep.
Warm. That's why you think Florida is one of the number 1 retiree states in the nation. And so is Arizona. We have a whole city designated to them.
Literally.
Yeah. Sun City and Sun City West, right?
It's a retirement city.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I have 3 flips going on in that area right now because I know once I put them on the market in October and November, baby boomers are going to start making their travels over here. They have their vaccine shots. They're able to travel, and they're going to be able to pay top dollar for these prices. 55 and up communities is always a good spot, to do this. And not only for that, but there's also other places where you can actually turn these into like assisted living, right? That's another big one, right? Would you touch on that? Have you done it?
Yeah, so actually, our brokerage has a lot of assisted living listings for whatever reason. We just attracted that kind of clientele.
Okay.
And so people are taking big homes, 6-bedroom, 7-bedroom homes, and turning them into assisted living facilities and cash flowing like crazy.
Right.
But they've taken advantage of those specific laws here in Arizona which allow that. And so very interesting zoning.
Yeah. That's always going to be a good model, guys. You know why? Because not only the baby boomers are retiring, but they're also, I would say, becoming deceased at an alarming rate as well, right? And they need some place to go for like their last days where their
End of
family
stage,
end of stage, And Arizona's been a huge proponent of that for forever, right?
Yeah,
and I think it's going to continue to grow like that. So just to recap, guys, here are the top 4 points. 1, be in an area where there's going to be huge migration and population growth, okay? 2, be an area where there's going to be higher education near colleges because those are always going to have tenants for you, and even parents are going to be buying the property so they can have their son or their daughter live in these properties with their friends and pay them rent, right? Buy water. Anything by water, as you guys know, beachfront property always appreciates higher than anything else, around. And number 4, in areas where people are going to be retiring or like 55 and plus communities. Those are the top 4, guys. If you guys can find, deals in those areas, I highly recommend it. If you guys have any other question on exactly what are some better steps, if some of these don't work for you and you want to actually know what we can do to maybe get you into your first rental property and see what's going to be best for your situation financially, Carla and I are more than happy to help. Sit down with you, bring in your friends, family, anybody. We'll make sure that we get you taken care of and start investing in your future with your investment portfolio. All right?
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this podcast, guys. We love you, and we'll see you on the next episode. All right? You have a beautiful day. Take care.